really wanted to make some friends, so I started to go out. I also wanted to see some culture as well, so I went to Apollo Club to try to get some culture. And there was a hardcore techno DJ playing, and it's called Pistas en Guarani that particular night. And I was there alone. I was just kind of scared because it wasn't like the melodic hip hop or melodic house that you hear at like Soho House. None of that shit. It was hardcore techno. So dancing, rhythm was optional. People were out there. People were having seizures on the dance floor for 2 hours straight, right? And it wasn't just the dudes, like crazy dudes, it was girls too. So I'm out there in the middle of the dance floor, and I'm trying to keep up with everybody else, and I felt so uncomfortable. And I thought maybe there's something that could help me here. So there was a guy that poured white powder into his friend's hand. And I thought it was Molly, right? Ecstasy, right? Same shit. So I asked him, he licks his hand, and I was like, hey man, can I maybe put some, This is like the international signal for, can I have some drugs? And he says, it's Spain, so everyone's so friendly. He says, sí, por supuesto. And he just puts this white powder in my hand. And I go to look at it, and I was like, what? I was like, ¿qué es eso? And he says, no sé. I was like, what do you mean no sé? Where did you find this from? He says, el suelo. I was like, is that the name of your drug dealer? El suelo? No, el suelo. I found that from the ground. What's gonna happen? He's like, we'll find out. And he just went back to having a seizure. So now I'm terrified. And every 5 minutes I keep looking over him like a guinea pig to see how he's doing. And he's just dancing like crazy. I was like, oh, that doesn't help. But I knew things were getting weird because he sat down. He just starts licking his armpit for no reason. I was like, okay, that's my future. So now I'm terrified. This stuff's starting to kick in. I have no idea what it was. It's a mix of something. Ecstasy, fucking motor oil. I'm not sure what it is. And I wanted to go to a place I was going to be a bit more calm, right? Because I was going to flip out here. So I asked him when I went outside, I was like, hey man, do you know anything that's kind of like calm, quiet, a little bit, maybe cozy? And he says, oh, I have a great place for you. It's called Baghdad. No. I was like, okay. I didn't Google it. So I go to Baghdad, and you get there, and there's just this. You just walk in, and someone said, is it a restaurant? Close. I'll tell you what it is, guys. It's a live sex show. And apparently it's been in Barcelona for years, and it's like a tourist attraction. I go down these steps after paying 90 euros to get in. But that's how much I just wanted to kind of be in another space right now. I was like, oh fuck it, I'll go into debt. I'm thinking like, oh, it's just like a strip club. Seats 20 people, really tight, really packed in. And I didn't realize that it was not your normal strip club. This was a Catalonian strip club. So of course they have to be different. And I walked in, and as soon as I sat down, this woman gets onto this little stage. It was circular, it was white, and it spins in a circle. And she gets on all fours, and this giant dude who looked like Antonio Banderas on steroids starts plowing this woman right in front of me. And his dick was so massive that space and time was bending around it. This guy had a black hole interstellar dick, okay? It was intimidating. He just rams it on home, and she looks right at me as she's getting split into two like firewood, and she says, where are you from? And my first thought was, women are really good at multitasking. Because she's having a full conversation with me. She's like, oh, I've never been to America. I always wanted to go. And I was like, shouldn't you be concentrating right now? And he's just behind her. So I'm scared as fuck. This is an interactive sex show. So I thought this is the only interactions. I just talk to you and make you feel like you're part of the love story that's unfolding on stage. But then she gets off, and this other stripper gets on there. Her name is Mia. She was so attractive. And each dancer had like a theme as well. The one before her had like she was wearing all pajamas for her theme, and she was the laziest dancer I have ever seen. And I was like, is this like the Barcelona digital nomad theme? Like, I'm unemployed. Check Tinder. And so anyway, this beautiful woman, Mia, gets up there. She's so gorgeous. She does her dance, and then she drags this guy on stage. Irish dude. There was 8 of them. It was like a bachelor's party or some shit. So he gets on stage. I thought like, oh, what's he gonna put like a grape in his mouth or something innocent like that? I don't know. I'm a good Christian, okay? She pulls down his pants while he's lying down on the stage that's spinning in a circle. And she goes to pull out his dick, right? But he had this massive bush of hair, and his dick was hiding like a hedgehog. And she's trying to dig it out of its little hole, and his friends are all yelling at him like, "Come on, you can do it, Seamus!" He's drunk as fuck. And so she goes to get a condom. She's gonna give this guy a blowjob. Like, we're up in California, you can't even touch the strippers. You can't even look at them directly in the eye because of regulations, you know, take you out back and shoot you. But she's gonna give this guy a fucking blowjob. So she grabs his little hedgehog and is like, pew! And he's like, I'm sorry, I had too many whiskeys. And so he can't, nothing was happening with his little mini-me. And she's trying her hardest to like get it going. She starts going like this. Nothing. So she kicks him off of the little stage, but he's still on the main stage, and he's sitting down next to her, and then she looks at me, she's like, American. Yeah, American, Irish, it was like the cock Olympics. It was the weirdest thing. So I went up there, I was like, all right, here we go, I want to make a friend. Get to see some culture, this is how we do it. And I go down, I lie down on this thing, and she goes to put on my pants. Now, for those of you who are expecting me to say that, and then it folded out and was like, and knocked a drink out of someone's hands. Let me just say this, not everyone lives up to their stereotype, and it's your fault for judging, okay? So she pulls out my pants, and she says this, she's like, like she was adopting a little black child from Uganda, okay? I could not get an erection either, because it's nerve-wracking. Bright lights, people staring at you, Irish dudes, like, come on, you can do it. And I went into debt, 90 euros to pay for this fucking thing, you know, I'm thinking about how am I gonna refinance my house, you know? Nothing worked. And so she just kicks me to the side, and me and Seamus are sitting next to each other like we're both in timeout. So anyway, she does a whistle, like, and then Antonio Banderas comes back. And we're sitting right, like, so close to them, and he just puts it in and just plows the shit out of her. And me and Seamus are like, oh God, does this mean we're next? And he pulls out the condom, and he goes to come, and Seamus and I dove off the stage. Like we were diving out of a sinking ship, like, ah! Right into his friend's hands. And in the end, we didn't get any cum on us, but you know what happened? I made a friend with Seamus.